Ever fallen in love with a house and then found out it was hiding a total nightmare? Yep, been there. Buying a home is one of the most exciting things you can do, but it's also one of the easiest ways to get in over your head. You walk in, fall in love with the kitchen, imagine your dog running around the backyard, and you completely miss the water stains on the ceiling. So in this video, I want to help you spot the red flags before they turn into big, expensive problems. No scare tactics, just real talk. Let's start with the obvious structural issues. If doors don't shut right, floors feel like a funhouse, or there are visible cracks in the walls, that's not just cosmetic. That's the house trying to tell you something. And if it is 100 years old, sure, maybe it's just settling, or maybe the foundation is failing. Always use your inspection contingency to bring in a pro if you're not sure. Same goes for sagging ceilings or uneven floors. That's not just character, that's a red flag. Now let's talk water damage because water is sneaky. It creeps in quietly, hides behind paint, and shows up when you least expect it with a big, fat repair bill. Look out for stains on ceilings, bubbling paint, or that musty, mildewy smell, especially under sinks, around windows, or in the basement. Oh, and if the place smells like it's been Febrezed to death, ask yourself what they might be trying to cover up. While you're at it, step outside and check the drainage. Are the gutters overflowing? Is water pooling near the foundation? That's a moisture problem waiting to cause trouble. All right, let's talk about the stuff that makes or breaks your day to day life. That's the electrical, the plumbing, and the roof. If lights flicker, outlets don't work, or you see any sketchy looking wires, don't assume it's no big deal. And if you're looking at an older home, make sure it doesn't still use knob and tube wiring. That stuff's a fire hazard. Same with plumbing. Low water pressure, rusty pipes, slow flushing toilets, all are signs that the system might need some work. And yes, it's totally okay to run the faucets and flush the toilets during your showing. Just don't take a shower. And the roof? Oh man, that's your first line of defense. Missing shingles, obvious patch jobs, or multiple layers of roofing are signs it might need replacing soon. That's not cheap. Now here's a sneaky one. Cosmetic things. Fresh paint isn't always a red flag. But if everything has just been redone and it smells like a paint store, be curious. Sometimes it's just a makeover. Sometimes it's hiding mold, stains, or cracks. Also keep your eye out for DIY disasters. Uneven flowing, exposed wires, plumbing. Looks like somebody did it by watching YouTube. Ask if they got a permit for the work and inspect it when it was done. Now, even if the house is perfect, don't forget to look around the neighborhood. If a bunch of homes nearby are for sale, that could mean something's up. Maybe it's nothing, or maybe there's a new highway going in, or the school district changed, or something else people are trying to escape. Try visiting the neighborhood at different times of day. What's peaceful at noon might turn into total chaos at 5 p.m. You want to know what it's really like before you commit. Also, check for things like flood zones or fire risk. These aren't just environmental concerns, they impact insurance, resale value, and your peace of mind. Last, but definitely not least, red flags in the paperwork. If the seller puts up a fuss about you wanting a full inspection, that's a big no for me. If they want to use their own inspection, no way. If somebody objects to who you're going to get working for you, that's a problem. If you're buying into an HOA, get your hands on those bylaws early. They might look fine until you realize your three dogs aren't allowed, or there's a $10,000 roof assessment coming next year. Look, buying a house should be exciting, and it can be if you stay sharp. If something feels off, it's not the end of the world. Just dig deeper. Ask questions. Bring in experts. That's what inspections and contingencies are for. A good realtor will help you catch these things before they become your problem. And if you're buying solo, make sure you're asking all the right questions. You deserve a home that you love, and that doesn't fall apart the second you move in. If this helped, give it a like. Got any horror stories or questions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And hey, If you want more real talk about real estate, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next one.